So I want you to pretend for a moment I'm your doctor. You just came into my office and I'm writing you with your diagnosis of ankylosing spondylitis. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Holy Guacamole Jesus. Hope you're having an awesome day. In this video, I want to talk about ankylosing spondylitis and the moment that you get diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis. Now, if you're anything like me, when I was getting diagnosed, I was looking for answers. I wanted to know, I wanted to figure it out, and I was anxious about getting those answers. I was also fearful, and I was also ready to get an answer so I could pinpoint this and figure out what it was. So the doctor wrote me a diagnosis, said you have ankylosing spondylitis. People with this condition usually end up in a wheelchair or not able to walk the same. Boom. There you go. There's your diagnosis. So why is this so important? The moment you get diagnosed, you have now created a reality based on a position of authority. So it's the same way you're listening to me in this video. You have to trust what that person of authority is saying to you in order to take it on and start to live and speak and breathe and move and intertwine it into your life. So one thing you have to remember is that your microphone is on. That's good. One thing you got to remember is that you need 4 things to take on a new diagnosis. 1, you need a power of authority, such as a doctor, a chiropractor, naturopath, some kind of person to tell you something is wrong or to diagnose you with something that you're looking for answers. 2, you need an emotion or a heightened emotion. So when you walk into the doctor's office, what happens usually? Well, you're in a state of fear, you're in a state of anticipation, you might even be excited and you're like, oh, finally I can get some answers and I can figure this out and I can label it and I can make sense of it so that I can move on with my life and I can fix it and treat it. So that's what happens when you're waiting for your diagnosis. 3, you need an image or mental image, such as an MRI, an X-ray, a CT scan, or something to show you that you have possible fusion in your spine, something to show you where you're looking on Google and you say, what do people with ankylosing spondylitis have? Oh my gosh, I have that. And then now you have a mental image of what that is in your spine or in your body, and you can start to take it on as your new identity. And the last and fourth thing is you need repetition and consistency. And what happens? Well, you get diagnosed and now you start speaking it into your life. And your words are very powerful. You start to speak it, you start to think it, you start to repeat it. You even have a partner in your life where they ask you, oh, how's your back? How's your this? How's your that? And you're like, oh, I can't do this because of this. Oh, I can't do this because of this. Oh, I can't do this because of this. And you start to reinforce the same diagnosis and the identity, and you actually start to become the disease. And then what happens is you start to live like that, and it's called your pain story. What's your pain story? Your pain story is things you tell yourself about yourself that you believe to be true or that you have been told are true. So the diagnosis from the moment you get it starts to alter your mind, your body, and your spirit. It also starts to alter your speech, your hearing, and your movement, your soul, the way you move, the way you interact, the way you express. So I always say that if you search long enough for a diagnosis, you'll find one. And this is coming from a position of strength to someone who dealt with ankylosing spondylitis for about 8 to 9 years in his life. And now I got my life back. I can eat all the foods I want. I can even eat dairy, and I would never be able to eat dairy before. So just remember, there's hope and it's possible to get your life back when you're ready. So the diagnosis, from the diagnosis, now that is where you take it and it becomes your reality. So Oh, the doctor says I can't do this. Oh, the physician says I can't do that. Oh, this da 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 da. Oh yeah, da 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 da. And then you go on Google and maybe research all of the symptoms because you want to know more about the disease. But guess what? Where you focus and put your attention, energy grows. So if you're focusing on fixing and healing the disease more and constantly researching and trying to understand all of the things based around this diagnosis that someone gave you that I can honestly say is not true, then you're going to start to dictate everything that comes through that filter through a filter of disease because you want to know the answer. So you're probably thinking, well, this is all in my head, Jeff. Yes, and also no. See, your mind will do so many things to protect you from the magnitude of joy that you have in your heart, the magnitude of love that you have in your heart, the magnitude of who you authentically are. It'll even go so far to give you symptoms to keep you from actually being who God created you to be. So this video is for people who are tired of looking at the physical treatments of AS and want to look at the more spiritual, emotional, and other components of AS, your thoughts, your speaking, all these different things that equate to your pain story. And if you don't believe that, then this video is not for you. You should turn it off and you should go keep treating it physically because that's where you're going to go. And I understand that's where I had to go in my journey too. But I can tell you right now, that doesn't have to be the way. So back to the diagnosis. Remember, a doctor's diagnosis is not God's diagnosis. So oftentimes what happens is that you'll notice with AS specifically, it'll create anxiety, it'll create depression, it'll create all these different things that equate to it because now you're fearing the symptoms, now you're fearing the movement, now you're fearing what you have to eat and not eat, now you're fearing what you can and can't do, now you're fearing that this disease is going to spinal fuse your spine and you're not going to be able to walk again. You're fearing all these things, and guess what? Fear equals more symptom equals more anxiety equals more fear equals more symptom equals more anxiety. So this is just a little preview to help you open your eyes to a different perspective about the diagnosis and what it's not, and give you hope that this can leave your body. You can let go of this and find true joy, true love, true peace in your mind, body, and spirit, and you can trust again. So if this is something you truly want, I guarantee you that you can get your life back when you're ready to let it go and find out who God truly created you to be. So, hope this video helped, and be sure to subscribe for more videos. Be sure to subscribe for more videos and comment and like this video and let me know how it helped you and something that it resonated with you. And also, if you do want more guidance, one-on-one coaching to help you truly let this go and embrace who you were authentically created to be in your mind, body, and spirit, because I'll tell you right now, there's no amount of money, there's no amount of anything that will ever come close to you having a whole healthy mind, body, spirit, and thriving in who you truly are. Once we get that set first, then other things will come. But you have to be whole. And I'm here to tell you it is possible when you're ready. So comment, I am ready, if you're truly ready to get your life back, because you deserve to be happy.